My next guest is the newest member of the UFC's roster. Why? Because he picked up a really impressive victory at FAC 12 over Teejay Britton. It is Isaac Dulgarian joining me here on the program for the very first time. Isaac, how are you, sir?
Yes, sir. I'm doing all right, man. Just got done training this morning. I'm already back in the gym. Now doing these interviews. Let's go.
Yes, absolutely. I know we're just a few days removed. I shouldn't say a couple days removed since the fight. Has it sunk in yet that you're on the UFC roster, man? What a performance that was.
Man, it has. I know what's going on, but I just can't believe the way it happened. I'm still super excited about the way the night went down and everything, and couldn't write a better story.
Yeah, kind of an obvious question, but could that fight have gone any better? Could you have, scripted it as well as it went?
Nope. I got home safe. Injury free. No problems. Still pretty. So everything's good. Can't be better.
Any nerves going into this one, just with everything on the line, and then the Nelk boys are there, Dana White's there. Like, it's not just a typical card. It was almost like, to some degree, like a UFC card with the amount of eyeballs on it. How are you feeling going in? Because obviously the result worked out, but we can obviously talk about this after the fact.
Yeah. So, when I pulled up to the arena, I was a little nervous. We had to get there like 11, and then the fight started at 2. So we did all the medicals and everything. And then the fights were about to start, and all the amateurs are getting warmed up. I started getting a little nervous, but I don't think it was for me. I just think it was from like all their anxious energy. Like, I feel energy like that, especially when there's that many people in a room. I can read it, and it was making me nervous. So I removed myself, went and sat in the car for a couple hours and watched the amateurs on my phone with my coach, Mike Breeden. And then we came back in once the pro car started, and I felt way better. And then the more people that left, the better I feel. I felt super composed, like right before my fight when Dantas was fighting, super composed, not really worried. I was the only person in the locker room. My body just knew what had to be done at this moment. So
There were obviously a couple other fights on the card that had impressive performances. How confident were you that you were going to get the contract? Because you never know, right? Like with Dana White, sometimes even on Contender Series, you're seeing some guys get
yeah,
finishes and they don't get signed.
man. So, well, first off, I was super proud of my teammate Gage Young. He had a crazy knockout against David Evans, who was supposedly supposed to beat him, and I let him know that wasn't going to happen. And then I thought he stole the show early, and then Dantas fought right before me and just had that nasty head kick finish. And like my heart honestly kind of sunk. I was like, how am I going to top that? That was insane. And I just told myself I had to do something special when they loaded me up in the chute, and did my walkout, came out, just did my thing. And guess what happened? I did something special. So I kind of manifested that and made that happen. And I couldn't be any more blessed for the result.
So take me through that moment where they tell you get the contract. I'm sure, again, it's just, an overwhelming feeling, not only getting the win, but then also getting this additional, bonus of signing with the UFC.
Yeah, man. So I hadn't even processed what had went on in my fight, man. I had this crazy knockout over Teejay Britton. A lot of love for that guy. He's an awesome man. He's a minister, just class act all around. But I came down the runway, still had my belt. They took me right in the room and told me, and I was just like mixed emotions. Like, I'm about to cry. I'm so happy. Like, can't believe what I just did. Just all these different things going on. Normally after my fights, I go back, take a breath, try to like spend a couple minutes by myself just to like calm down and everything. And they sent me right in there. So I was kind of speechless at the time, and still probably had like the crazy eyes a little bit, making like a little too much eye contact than a normal conversation, like looking into Dana's eyes. But it was all good, man. I was super excited, and like I said, I couldn't be happier with how it played out, man.
So how did you celebrate that night after everything? I mean, again, that's got to be one of the best moments of your life.
Uh, I I was tired, man. It was a long. Like I said, we had to be there at 11, so I just went out and got dinner with my coach and a couple of my friends and stuff like that, and we just got dinner and a couple drinks to celebrate, and that's pretty much it for Sunday night. We'll probably do something this weekend, do
I was
something a
gonna
little.
say, yeah, got to delay it a bit because there's so much. I know you got to get home and all these things, right? So it's not really an ideal time to enjoy yourself. So,
Yeah, it was like a full work day in there, man. And like when I fight, like I go through like I don't know, I just call it a roller coaster of emotions. Like just the day is long, long, long. I don't know how people do it, honestly. Like I'm kind of a homebody in general, but I go out every once in a while. I'm like, I don't know how you do this after getting in a fight. That's crazy.
What's been the feedback like from not only, your friends and family, but I'm sure the fans? You probably gained a lot of probably newer fans also because of, like I said, the Nelk boys were there. You're getting a different audience than maybe you would for MMA. Did you notice that after the fight?
Oh yeah, I mean, I had thousands of messages all over my social media and stuff. A lot of my Armenian fans, I gained a ton of Armenian fans. You know, they got a cult following. I think I'm the sixth active UFC fighter on the UFC roster that's Armenian, and the 10th overall. So I gained a ton of fans that way. And I try to interact with all of them. I spent like the last 2 days trying to respond to as many messages as I could, just because I don't like leaving people left out, man. I feel like just giving them a genuine response is the best way to do it if you can. And maybe I have to hire somebody to do that one day. But for now, I'm trying to handle all that on my own.
You did your job. You went in there, you got the win, you've taken care of it. I mean, your career, you're undefeated. You've done everything you need to do. But how much were you thinking of, not only, your coaching team, your staff, and your management as well to get you this opportunity? How much of that was sort of in your mind after the fact in getting the UFC contract?
Oh man, like I said, I was about to cry. Like every single person that's ever touched me, ever been close to me, ever helped me out. It's all coming to fruition. Everyone, man. Like all the work James Krause and the team at Glory put into me, Jason House and all them at Iridium. They kind of took me in and have done the most for me. They've really done the most. So I can't be any more appreciative for the people I have around me. And without those guys, I probably wouldn't be on this crazy run that I've been on, or this beeline to the UFC.
And I know this was a UFC contract card, right? And there's a lot of, like I said, eyeballs on it. But I think it's pretty cool that your manager, like you see him go to regional shows all the time. Not every manager does that. I think that's one of the things with Iridium that they're really good about is making it to those grassroots shows and showing the commitment there. It's not just a phone call, right?
Right, right. I believe that was the first time he was there to watch me compete. But it was just an awesome experience seeing him down there. I know his wife was watching me at home too as well. So just they have lots of love for me, and think I can do big things in the UFC. So I like I said, I can't be more appreciative of the people around me.
So I know the win's fresh, but when are you looking to get in there and make your debut? Any sort of headway on that? I know we're just a few days removed, but has that sort of crossed your mind right now?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they asked me if I wanted to go right away or kind of wait a little bit, and I think the smartest move for me is just to take my time. I'd like to debut by the end of the year, sometime later in the year, if possible. I still have tons and tons and tons of potential that's still untapped, and I feel like with the right nutrition plan and everything, I can really make a run and maybe get down to bantamweight and start causing trouble, stirring up that division.
That's such a smart move. I mean, you don't see too many fighters make it to the UFC with just 5 fights like you have. I know you had some amateur fights as well, but how important is that to just, take your time? We see some guys go in the UFC, they're 0-2 and they're out and then they can't get back in. How much was that sort of on your mind as well? Just, because it's all about experience, right?
Yeah, man, I'm developing. Like I said, I have like tons of potential, but I'm still young and I'm still developing. So like if we could take my time with this stuff, like people are gonna be in trouble. Like I am still young in this sport. I've only been fighting for like 3 years, maybe not even three. So I still have so much to learn. I learn every day, every single day. I'm getting better. You can see my progression is still on a damn like going straight up. Like there's no dips or nothing. Like we're still getting better every day. So uh, it's just a big deal to me to take my time. I don't want to be one of those guys that gets in there and gets thrown out, and then I have to tell everyone like, "Oh, I was a UFC fighter. Oh, that's cool." But like, did you stick around? Did you make it to the top 10? Did you make it to the top 5?
Yeah.
That's where I'm trying. That's where I'm trying to be. That's where I know I can be if Dana lets me approach this the right way.
A couple more questions and we'll wrap things up here. This is the first time you and I've had a chance to speak. Is there any sort of hobbies you have outside of combat sports? I don't know if you watch any other sports or you're a video game guy. What do you like doing when you get that downtime?
Man, I have too many hobbies that I can't
Okay.
even get around to all of them. I'd say the biggest ones that I've kind of picked up on is I'm a beekeeper. I keep
Oh,
bees.
cool.
That's pretty cool. I'm into gardening. I like gardening and growing my own food and stuff like that. And then I don't really play a lot of video games, but I play with my friends and stuff like that. I got a lot going on, man. Honestly,
Oh, I bet. What got you into beekeeping? Because I don't know, I like eating like healthy stuff, and I always make sure I get like if I get honey, like if I'm eating it, it's always got to be from like a farm or somewhere close. You pay a little bit more, but it tastes
yeah,
so
yeah,
much better. It's not all processed like some of the other stuff you get in the grocery stores.
yeah. So pretty much with me, like anything like crafty, I can figure out and do for the most
So
part.
you're like a MacGyver kind of.
Yeah, yeah. I can. I am not the best at all of them, but I do a pretty damn good job. I try to. I'm probably the most diverse athlete on on the UFC roster now that can do the most. But as far as the beekeeping goes, I was just pretty much just a poor college student, man. I was living in an RV, had probably $100 in my bank account, nothing special. And I started, I think I was reading an article or something on bees, and I kind of just got sucked down the rabbit hole. I was reading every single thing online that you could read, and I just was amazed at what went on inside of a hive. Like everyone kind of knows like what goes on outside of the hive, like they have some idea about what's going on, but what goes on inside the hive is the magic part. And it just really just sucked me in. And I didn't have money to invest in any beehives at the time, but I got done with college and decided to start fighting, and things started looking up for me. I started making more money than I ever had, and stuff like that. And I decided to go ahead and make that investment on 3 beehives. I think it was like 2,500 or something for all the supplies and boxes and stuff like that. And then yeah, man, I started doing it, getting hands-on experience, and got stung a few times, got stung in my face, got stung on my hands, all that, and just kind of learn by trial and error. And it's a peaceful thing. It's something that brings peace when all you do is choke your friends.
So how does it? Do you like sell honey? Like how do you make
Yeah,
money
yeah.
off of it? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I
So that's
sold all my honey this last summer, probably in like a month.
nice.
So I sold out of that, and then this year I'm hoping I can start doing like some lip balms and like candles and stuff with like the beeswax, and just kind of grow that as well. And I'm sure like with me getting more fans and followers and stuff, I'm sure I can be selling a lot of that stuff worldwide. And I've been told by everyone that my honey was the best that they've ever had. Like you could still taste the flower,
Nice.
everything. So it's good stuff, raw, unfiltered, never heated. Even a lot of the stuff at the store, it'll say it's raw or unheat, not like never heated, but it has been. It's been cut with other stuff. So you can definitely tell the difference when you try it right from the hive.
See, this is why you can't judge a book by its cover here. They think you're a fighter, this big tough. I mean, you have all these other skills, and making honey is probably the last thing I would have thought. No offense, but I
Yeah.
think it's pretty cool that you have all these other things going on, and like I said, something that's become financially viable for you as well, which is
Yeah,
great.
yeah. Like I'm into cooking. Last year I was doing a lot of like chocolates, like making chocolate truffles and stuff. I didn't get around to it this summer or this winter because I've been busy getting prepared for these fights and stuff like that. But I'm almost a jack of all trades. I try to expand my knowledge on everything around me the most I can.
And good at interviews, man. Thank you so much for the time. We're looking forward to that debut whenever that does come. But in the meantime, go check out that fight. It's FAC 12, February 6th. You can check it out on UFC Fight Pass. Isaac, thanks so much for doing this, man. If there's anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media, I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'd like to thank my sponsors, Tropical Smoothie, what is it? Randy Kerno, Chevy, all them guys, Kansas City Wrestling Center. And then just give me a quick follow on Instagram or Twitter. It's Isaac _Dulgarian. Check me out. We got big things coming, so stay tuned.